everybody, welcome to Movies in the Man Cave. I'm Cody,
Jared.
and this is Movies in the Man Cave. We're going to say it twice because it's that good.
Yeah.
This week, we've each picked out independent film that we've seen, perhaps enjoyed, perhaps not, and we're going to give a little review of it. So, Jared, I'm going to let you start. Independent film or indie film.
Like, dun, 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 dun.
Nope,
dun.
not like that.
Oh.
And not a film from India, unless it happens to be an indie film from India.
It is. No.
But
it's
go
not.
ahead.
One of my favorite indie films is Clerks.
One of everybody's favorite
Yes.
indie films, I
I
believe.
mean, if you haven't seen it, you have to see this movie. Pretty much, what was that, like 92?
92, 93,
Something
somewhere
like
in that
that.
range.
Whole movie's done in black and white, which is really sweet. Not sure if that was budget reasons or just because it's an art film. An arty film. But it just tells the story of these two clerks, go figure. One's at the convenience store, one's at the adjacent video store. The movie made me want to work at like a video store. And I did work at a video store for a while. But it's like, it just makes you want to, it makes the job look like it's just, sitting around, dicking around all day, like doing nothing, which kind of my video store job was that. But yeah, a bunch of nobody actors at the time. Well,
Still.
yeah.
I mean, they've had little things, but...
But it was really, really good. And for me, it was the second movie that Kevin Smith did that I saw. I started with Mallrats. Like a lot of people, you saw Mallrats, then it's like, oh, this guy did other stuff? Okay. And then you saw Clerks. And so that's how it worked for me. But this one, it's totally my favorite one out of all the Kevin Smith movies. And there's Clerks 2, which I have never seen.
I've seen it. It's just totally opposite because it's more big budget,
and that's why I completely avoided it.
It's totally different.
I completely avoided it because like I love Clerks, and then you had Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which is again big budget, all this stuff, and it's kind of like I didn't like the way that one went. So then when Clerks 2 came out, I was like, didn't sit right. But Clerks, amazing movie. Go see it.
I happen to love Clerks. Jay and Silent Bob are actually my favorite part, probably about Clerks. And I did like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I thought that was also very funny, just because I love the Jay character. Hilarious.
They're my favorite in Mallrats, the two of them.
Yeah, the little Batman stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie, I think it was $25,000 Kevin Smith made it for. I mean,
yeah,
which is a lot of money to you or I.
Yes.
But to a film that has been as successful as it has been,
that's nothing.
$25,000 is pretty nice return on investment.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
We'll go from a film that millions and millions of people have seen to one that 80,000 people have seen. And I know it's 80,000 because the film is actually on YouTube, is where you see it.
Oh.
I watch two YouTube channels. One is Film Riot and one is Film State. And they're both done by the same guy. His name is Ryan Connolly. Film State talks about movies and, movie news, what's coming out, whatever that. Film Riot is tricks for making movies, that kind of stuff. How to build your own this, how to build your own that. How to do stuff independently with no budget. So he has finally made, after 3 years doing the show, his first film. And it's a short film. It runs about 32 minutes, I think it was. I just watched it today. So I was really curious after following the show for 3 years to see what he would do. And this is, you're talking no budget. You're talking, no special effects or anything like that. No makeup people. It's just friends and, friends and relatives volunteering to help you out with this pretty much. So the movie is called Tell. And it's like a suspense thriller. It's not really a spoiler. In the first minute, a guy kills his girlfriend.
Okay.
And then after that, it's just kind of like 30 minutes of him trying to cover up and hide this. And to me, it's very reminiscent of The Telltale Heart, where it's just more of guilt and your mind starts playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thriller where, his mind is seeing these things, so you're seeing these things, but they're not real type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to come out and say I love this movie. I just watched it today. You said you want to do independent film, so I'm like, I'm going to watch this today,
there you go.
and I'm going to see how it is. It's an okay film. It's very suspenseful, and there's a couple of those, startling type moments. And, your heart gets pumping when there's people you're calling him or searching at the door, and you're like, oh, geez, is this where he gets found out, or is he
Yeah.
going to get found out, and stuff like that. It's just really the neat part about it is seeing it and seeing like this guy did this.
Right.
These aren't sets. This is shot in somebody's house with people and it's like if you and I wanted to make a movie like that with the equipment we have, we could do it, and it wouldn't turn out that good,
Oh,
obviously.
right,
But it just shows that anybody can do this. You just need to know how to write script and know how to shoot
And just take your time with it.
yeah, and that's exactly what his film right show is all about, is teaching how to do these kind of things. I also want to mention that they did maybe a year ago a shorter film even called Losses, which is more of an actiony. It's very Jason Bourne like trained soldier type of thing. It only runs 10 minutes, but it's full of action-packed goodness.
Sweet.
And it's really really amazing fight scenes for these independent guys, who don't have choreographers coming in teach him this.
Right.
It's just like, okay, what if I did this? And then at that point, and they're really intricate fight scenes, and they're really cool.
I always
So-
wanted to script and do a fight scene.
It looks, I mean, you see it, and it's so fast and so much happening. It's like you'd have to practice that and practice that and practice
All
that.
day,
But
yeah.
yeah. So that's my indie film. So if you're just getting started and trying to make these type of deals, I'd say check out Film Right and check out their movie, Tell. So
Sweet.
yeah, kind of independent films. There's a bunch of other ones I was kind of surprised were listed as independent. I was looking them up online,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, very curious.
Yeah. I was very surprised.
Very curious. So should we move on
We shall.
to a screen grab,
Yeah.
scrambled? This
Yep.
is the image we left you with last week.
Man,
It
that is...
took some doing before we got a winner. Did we get a winner?
We did. Jake Weiser on Facebook. He's the man. And I told you this. He got it on his cell phone. So, like, that's even more pixelated.
I actually think it's easier because it's smaller.
But it's on a phone.
That's
It's
true. But if it's a
pixelated.
good picture, it's
I think
easier
he
when
has
it's
a
smaller
BlackBerry,
away.
so it's probably not.
But the movie is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring.
We did Troll Hunter last week, and I couldn't think of a troll movie, but Jared came up with
First
one.
troll
And
that
it's a
sounds
giant troll. So this week we're gonna go back to a quote.
Okay.
I have a quote for everybody. It's very short, but here you go. Awake, where am I?
Oh.
That's it. That's all you're getting. So, if you can identify that film, put it where?
You can hit us up on YouTube, which is likely where you're viewing this, or on Facebook.com/Movies in the Man Cave, our Twitter account, or our Area Voices page.
That's where they go.
Yep.
That's where they go.
Yes, sir.
Movies coming out this week. I only saw one worth noting. There's Piranha 3 Double D, but I'm not going to really talk about it. I don't think that needs to be mentioned.
Nope.
Snow White and the Huntsman hits theaters this week. What do you think?
I really want to go see that. I had the luxury of seeing Mirror Mirror in the theater.
I had no interest in that one.
It wasn't terrible. I'll save that for a different, like, save it or spend it maybe.
Okay.
But Snow White and the Huntsman, it just looks just miles better. Like, is that a description? Just looks
Yeah.
so much better.
I just got back from Canada, so kilometers better.
Kilometers better. I don't. It looks like, the difference between, reading this little kid's book versus like watching this grown-up action movie. So, like, I don't know.
The CG effects look sweet.
They look amazing.
With all the crows and everything, and people turning like glass and shattering.
Yep.
It's a darker tale, and freaking Thor, man, freaking Thor's in this.
He's in
Chris
there.
Hemsworth. He
Yeah,
plays a
looking-
huntsman.
chucking axes.
He's got like
instead of
axes and
hammers,
stuff.
Yeah. And the
It's
mirror.
like Avengers 1.5.
Exactly. What was he doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying the special effects, the mirror in the preview, like, becomes like a person.
yeah.
That's like a sweet twist on it, and it
All this
looks
awesomeness,
really
and then
good.
they put Kristen Stewart in the lead role. It's like, what was that? What were you?
I don't know. I've heard things where they say that she might not be a terrible actress outside of the Twilight movies, but I've just seen her in the previews for those movies, and she looks terrible. So hopefully,
We'll
internet's
see.
right.
It just seems like a bad choice to me when you
It
got,
does, yeah.
Chris Hemsworth being awesome and Charlize Theron being awesome
Yeah.
and hotness.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Oh well,
all right.
they'll be good.
That's our episode for this week.
Mhm.
I guess we will see you guys next week. Anything big going on this week? I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
So just enjoy post Memorial Day week, I guess.
Sweet.
See ya later.
Did you follow the news? That dude that ate a man's face in Miami.